All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon. In this video, we're going to be in the 147-pound division, speaking about big fight coming up next month between Devin the Dream Haney and Brian Norman Jr. for Brian Norman Jr.'s WBO 147-pound title. In an interview that Bill Haney gave, he gave out a hit list for Devin Haney. Only problem, he is in a must-win situation with Brian Norman Jr. But if he does win, whole lot of doors open up. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon. And in this video, we're going to be in the 147-pound division where Devin Haney unveiled, or Bill Haney unveils Devin's 10-fight hit list. But, and this question is asked in the news article that I was reading that was discussing it, but can he survive Brian Norman Jr. first? Let me tell you for sure that this is a must-win situation for Devin Haney. Devin Haney is going to either make it or get broken during this fight with Brian Norman Sr. or Brian Norman Jr., excuse me, and everything that he does after that hinges on this fight. Now, in the article that they talked about, Bill had given out a list of people that Devin Haney can fight next. And I love the way that the author discussed it. He talks about Brian Norman, obviously that's who he's fighting. He calls out Mario Barrios, who's the WBC champion. Rolly Romero, who's the WBA belt, has the WBA belt. Jaron Boots Ennis, Keyshawn Davis, Conor Benn, Ryan Garcia, Teofimo Lopez, Shakur Stevenson, and Gervonta Tank Davis. The question is, though, what is the path of Devin Haney to any of these fights? To Mario Barrios, to Rolly Romero, who are with the PBC, Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson, who are fighting each other at 140 pounds and don't look like they're moving to 147 pounds at any point in time. Jaron Ennis is already at 154 pounds. Keyshawn Davis, who knows what's going on with Keyshawn Davis? That seems like a wish list that is highly, highly difficult to get. Now, add to that the fact that if he does not win against, and I'm telling you, if he doesn't win and win impressively against Brian Norman Jr., Devin Haney is going to be sitting on an island. And that island is going to consist of him and Bill Haney, because he does not have an established promoter that he works with on a fight-by-fight basis or on an every-fight basis. He went from working with the PBC to working with Eddie Hearn, to working with Bob Arum, back to working with Eddie Hearn. Now, this particular fight card, I do believe, is just a rehab fight card. So Devin Haney has to perform against Brian Norman and beat Brian Norman in a convincing fashion for him to be able to still do business with the rehab season, because if he doesn't win, what is more than likely going to happen with Devin is that he's going to be run through a gauntlet. And by that, I mean, he's going to be put in and matched very hard, very difficult. And this very well may be the first time that this is occurring to Devin. That is happening to Devin, because this is, if you look at Brian Norman Jr. and you look at how the whole scenario was set up, man, it is going to be, it looks like things are tilted towards Brian Norman Jr. And let me tell you what I mean by that. First of all, the Top Rank, the promotional company for Brian Norman Jr., has some of the best matchmakers in the sport of boxing, or I probably should say the best matchmakers in the sport of boxing. A matchmaker's job is to make sure that you get an exciting fight for the crowd, that it's two names that people know and want to see, but also the styles have to mesh very well, so it can be an entertaining fight for the fight fans. And thirdly, their fighter needs to win. So when you see Top Rank matchmaking their young champions, and that is what Brian Norman Jr. is. Brian Norman Jr. is, in a way, is holding the future of Top Rank. They typically do not put them in matchups unless they're 80% sure that their fighter is going to walk away with that belt. So you have that particular aspect. Now you also have where Brian Norman Jr. and Devin Haney are in their careers. Brian Norman Jr. is brimming with confidence. He's just defended his world championship. He's on a run of looking very good in a boxing ring, while Devin Haney, on the other hand, looked very, very, very tentative in the last fight that he was in with Jose Ramirez, an aged and many people say washed up Jose Ramirez. He looked like he was running around with a chicken with his head cut off. The fight before that was the disastrous outing with Ryan Garcia, where he wound up getting dropped several times. And the best thing that you could really say about Devin's performance in that particular fight was that he had the courage and the toughness to continue to get up, right? That's not what you want to walk away with from a fight with. Like, hey, yeah, I've gained respect for his ability to get up after he gets knocked down. No, that is not something that you want to that you're looking at. Those last two fights for Devin Haney were not good. And those were the only real fights that he's had at 140 pounds. And to tell you the truth, or actually, those were both catch weights, 147 pounds, because Ryan Garcia, they fought at like 143, even though Devin had made weight. Ryan screwed him over, didn't make weight. The next fight, though, that he had with Jose Ramirez was at the 147 pound, was over the 140 pound limit, and I think was at a catch weight somewhere around 143 pounds. So he has not looked good. Devin Haney has not looked good at his fights above the weight of 140 to date. Also, you have to look at the fact, just the youth and the size of Devin and of Brian Norman Jr. That is not something that Devin Haney is used to facing. Devin Haney is used to being a younger guy and a guy with a very significant size advantage over his opponents, and he doesn't have it. Now, there are things about Devin that, obviously Devin is a world-class fighter. He has terrific legs. He can move very, very well. He has a good jab. He has everything that he does works off of his jab. If he can use that jab, punch, and get out of the way and stay out of the way, he has an opportunity to win it. But either way it goes, this is a make it or break it fight for Devin Haney, for sure. And even if he does make it, Brian still is not that big a name where it's going to magically catapult him to to fights with Gervonta Davis and the such. And please don't tell me he's interested in fighting Jaron Ennis, because that's just a massacre. Anyway, that's my take on the matter. Please let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.